Exactly, that's why they brought you. Do you understand? Okay, now that they are looking into generating in another kind of way. Okay, look, when the president came, he gave out the license that it's not going to be on exclusive list and put it on the
to modular levels. So
everybody
can anybody.
Because that's the only thing we can do. It is the same APC people who ensured it was not removed from petroleum products. If you remember, there's one, Professor Naji, who was in Jonathan's government, who was turning the power sector around. And then there were so many allegations, accusations, and all of that. He was pushed out of the government, and that project was destroyed. And that the project that is working about today, that people are saying that about had to.
You actually just met it.
Who were the people in the forefront? It was Fashola. This Adelabu, or whatever it is that is there now. Like he said, we have not had anything back from him up to this point that he's saying that, the only thing we have from him is that the past government have failed.
Yeah, but he's giving themselves
that's what I'm saying. He said they give it themselves. He forget to realize that Tinubu said, if I can't give you light, vote me out.
And he has not given us light. Has 2 years.
Yes, but has he given
and
us
also, if you look at by the numbers they brought, the past government so failed that they look like they have succeeded. They mentioned something. They mentioned that it took past government 40 years to move all the way from 2,000 megawatts to 4,000 megawatts.
Yes.
And that is a record. They met the power generation. They met the output level.
Let me tell you
4,000. And today,
let me tell you something.
They are recording 5
They are saying, government could be very funny. They can easily take credit of other governors.
Yes.
Because these things are not done overnight.
Certainly.
There was a process put in place, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
If at that time the process now materialized, it takes the credit.
They take this glory, to take the glory.
So he can't convince me that they are the one that move it from 4,100 to whatever it is today.
Right. Kingsley, do you think it was... Because that's what we're trying to get at here. Thank you for going down. Do you think it's ingenuity of this minister? Because you just said, hold on. You just said the man is probably not fit to be there.
Yes.
But past governments, it took them years to move from 2,000 to 4,000. They came in, when they came in, it was 4,000, 4,001 down there. That is the correct record.
Yes.
Now, you are looking at 5,700, above 5,000.
That's generation.
Yeah, generation.
The generation.
Yeah. And also, they have been able to load the transmission, and it didn't break down recently like it was breaking down about 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah. Are you giving them credit for that, or you think that credit should go to the past administration?
Well, they should tell us, number one, what they did between these 2 years.
But this is the result that people want.
But are we seeing the result?
This is no match to what we want.
So but you see, you live in Nigeria, I guess.
Yes.
I live in Nigeria too.
Yes.
And I can tell you that we've not seen the effect of that power. You live in Nigeria. We don't really see the effect of that power.
Yeah, because it's way below what we need.
Yes, that's what you say, way below what we need. What is on paper is the reflection of
what is on ground. And let me tell you something. Power generation makes the economy to boost.
That's why I'm going there, because he was talking about
production. So now, as the economy being boosted by more power that we have
generated,
we're yet to
see. So telling us a political language is different.
It's paperwork.
It's different.
So you do not believe we have up to at least above 5,000?
We can see it. Until we can see it, feel it.
Even 10,000 megawatts is way below. But okay, in that power, let's leave that and get to know that this government, they are telling us they are very ready, and some companies we don't know, we haven't seen them, are ready to complement the power generations we have with some modular installations of solar energy. If they can have up to like 100 megawatts in generated at a station, maybe scattered all over the nation. They say they have about 17 plans for the 17 northern states.
That's
from
solar.
From solar.
Okay.
So do you think that will also help?
Oh, definitely.
Because residential needs, and even individuals are taking the step to put their own house, some up to 50-60% off grid.
Yeah.
Do you think government now coming to utility level of using solar that is going to complement what we have?
I think they are always politicizing power generation when it comes to that. That's what I think. Now, in power generation is what you see that you use. Now, they should, and it's not a new technology. Power generation is not a new technology.
We have solar everywhere.
Everywhere. I saw one of my friends the other day. I think he lives in California. He has his own power generation in something.
And returns some to the grid. And government pays you. My cousin in Maryland, he sends his checks all the time.
That he showed me. I mean, look at he told me by 12 o'clock, my house has been filled. And now I'm selling back to the government. And he told me this month they pay me so and so. They pay me so and so. So they should not tell us theories. We want practical.
Okay, it wasn't quite practical, Philip. They mentioned some energy. I think there's some energy company they mentioned. This Sun Africa.
Jdgmt something.
Sun Africa or whatever energy or so that they are ready to come.
Okay, for what
hold on. And those are not indigenous company, as it were.
You see, it is not today that will be fed with these stories. We are bringing Sime, we are bringing to say whatever gents, so whatever that are coming to. You know, they also allude to the fact that a project started by the previous administration 2019 that they were unable to do anything. That they stepped in, they have started the demo clinic, and it's almost getting to an end within 2 years. If it takes you 2 years to complete a demo, a prototype of what you are going to do, how long will it take you to give it to the public? You see, I don't see anything they are saying that it's all paperwork. You see, because what led to this statement? Because the World Bank visited him.
Yeah.
He needs to tell them something. It's not as if, like he said, it's not as if it's practical, it's not on ground. But this World Bank people, they will not go anywhere. This is what they want to be fed with. It's not there.
Okay, they mentioned the Sun Africa Energy and one other one, I think Skipper Electric or something, that they are coming to work on those modular solar. Let's watch. The good thing is that
that's what I've just said. Yes. Because they were visited by their paid master or their whatever it is, they need to brief them on what they are doing. You see, there are people in this country, like I mentioned Professor Nan, and so many of them scattered around the country that if they are empowered, they can do much more than what they are talking. So they shouldn't.
And I do know that when these foreign companies come, our local authority here tend to give them the aids they don't give to our local operators.
That is why you saw Chinese sharing money to our police.
The way they pay Chinese for their work, the way they pay foreign contractors, they don't pay our local contractors even halfway. Like our local contractors will source money, finish their work, do their work, and government will be owing them.
Is that not what I said? The money will be budgeted, so they use this so-called foreign name to siphon the money from the treasury and get their own kickback, because it is not easy for them to deal with the local contractors who are genuine
and they might have a political interest. Tomorrow they don't want anything to leak. They rather use foreign contractors.
Not to empower to come and compete with them. That is why this Donald Trump tariff policy and all his policies are very good for us.
Look, let me tell you something.
We must look when it hit us hard. They will have no choice than to look inward.
Look, let me tell you some of the things that they don't do. We have a department called Local Content Development Company. Then we have what we call indigenization policy of the federal government that allows a lot of people from Nigeria to hold key positions. Now, if you are talking about knowledge, we have it. If you are talking about the resources to build many of these things, we have it. Do you understand? But like you said, the inward they don't look into is costing us a lot of, because all these monies will be repatriated back to the countries
that we can do.
A lot of things
that we can do.
In fact, during Obasanjo's regime, in the oil sector, they were implementing this local government development coming because they were bringing technology into the country.
As a matter of fact, I saw a foreign country walking around the Uye the other time, in as much as we are giving credit to Wike for the job he was doing, I saw them doing interlock. I saw them planting flowers. Our people can do this. So why?
And the money will stay here.
The job our foreign contractors or foreign companies should do are the things that our people do not have the competence and capability to handle.
And like I said to you, there's none that we don't have the competence and capability. But we are not being encouraged. And you have said it all. Why would they encourage you? Because when they know what they are doing is not right, and these people who knows what is right, they don't have the resources to stand stand against them. So, but if they are encouraged to do this job and they have enough resources to stand them, then their position will be in danger. So that is one of the things that is happening in this country.
Okay, let's move a little. Let's get to Rivers State slightly. And the sole administrator there has sent out a kind of serious warnings that people should get information from the administration from the right sources. He doesn't want these
people that he met where, not the other way around.
Okay, coming to decimation of information, yes, Nigerians are becoming really, really reckless with fake news, and it's worrisome, no doubt about it. How will Rivers people galvanize themselves, to now get a new access to information before they have state legislators, those state legislators have constituencies deep into their communities, how are they going to be able to access? Not everybody lives in Port Harcourt. Rivers State is not Port Harcourt. You understand? Port Harcourt is just the capital city of Rivers State. There are many remote locations. Many places. They are all part of Rivers State. What route, what's the network of information decimation we're connecting from the sole administrator to those people?
There's something Philip just said just now, that he has to sell himself to the people. Until he does that, this tough talking that he's doing is not going to work. Even during the full-fledged military era, we still had activists and people that came out and spoke
and protested.
They protested. I remember June 12 yesterday. Now that he says he's talking tough, it's not going to work. I'm telling you the truth, it's not going to work. Now, he's saying that he's giving people right to protest. The right to protest is enshrined in the Constitution.
It's not the one that gives people right to protest. It's not the one that gives people right to protest.
Yes. If people have a voice, we've said it here 1,000 times, that the right of every citizen to talk, that's what you call democracy.
Democracy, it's not street light.
Exactly.
There is street light in China, and they don't have
democracy. There's some this thing that they rule by monarchical stuff. Yeah. So he must give the people the right to speak. They are saying, we don't know you, we didn't vote for you. Coming is a usurper of authority.
Reminds me, Falana made a statement that the sole administrator has acted aside of order. That during the declaration, Tinubu made it clear that you are going to act according to my order. That he has acted outside order, and he said in contempt of non-existent order or whatever,
even though it's an illegal
even though it's an illegality, that he has compounded the illegality around his appointment. He has complicated the illegality around his appointment, that Ibas should go. Do you think there is a legal ground inside the illegality for Tinubu to fire Ibas? Falana was just entertaining us.
Falana should know better. I think he was just entertaining us, because you can't place something on nothing.
Certainly.
So if the man was there illegally in the first place, what is it's a shade of illegality, so he will behave as such.
Like you have always also said that. Yes. He's a sole administrator, so only me. Sole.
So for me, that's why I said, an illegitimate child will always remain an illegitimate child. Like he said, the Rivers State people did not vote for him, and they do not know him, and they will not know him. You understand? Except he makes himself to be known, and if they decide to accept him as such.
Okay, let's go to something that concerns forgery. You were just talking about Falana. That now took me to what is happening in the courts. There are these 18 judges that have been investigated for falsification of age. Some falsified it, and it helped them in being posted to certain location, and some took advantage of it for not being retired. So if a judge, you see what we're talking about, our legal system, if the judge who is to judge somebody is falsifying his age, imagine what kind of justice that will be coming out from that judge.
Once again, we're in Nigeria. So you see, it's very interesting that people, we've said it on this platform. How do these people get into the office in the first place? Because before now, for you to be on the bench, you must be a man of character, integrity, and honesty. You must be all-rounder, clean and pure. this mode of selection is not what we have today. You don't just become a member of the bench just because your father is a senator
or you know the governor,
or you know somebody. It is your character, your antecedent in the legal profession as a practicing lawyer or as a civil servant in the Ministry of Justice that people have seen you. Then either they recommend you, but they make publication, and in fact, it's purely recommendation. In most cases, in those days, the director of public prosecution always end up being in the bench, and those court registrar, and those who have proved themselves in the legal profession, private lawyers, all they need to do, NBA will nominate them. These are the people they were giving, this right to be in the bench. But today, we don't know how they appoint people. He said the governor appoints, and all of that.
And once the beginning is...
So if somebody who has served, a lawyer, a qualified lawyer who has served a politician very seriously, and he wants to be in the bench, and he see that his age is good, so he had the opportunity of being in the jail. I found that if they appoint him, in no time he will retire also. This and that. And because they want promotion and all of that, or the time for retirement has come.
Okay, Kingsley, judges falsifying their age, if eventually these allegations are proven to be true or to have happened, what is going to happen to them? Are they going to be tried also and be jailed? Or they will just lose their seat or whatever? Because I do notice the, how do I call it, the kid's glove we use in treating our law enforcement officers. Let me include judicial as part of, in one way, in the legal system. Like police officers and all those, once they have found one thing, maybe they committed a crime while, in the course of their duty, the best punishment we see them is that maybe redeployed or sacked. But these are people that should know better. That should actually show their punishment should even be double. People that should know better. But if it's ordinary citizen, you will go to jail. What's going to happen to these judges?
Well, I think that you bringing in that of the police, law enforcement, was very enlightening, because similar thing just happened in the Nigeria police force not too long ago, when the person in charge of the legal, I think the DIG in charge of legal, were all accused of age falsification, and and in turn they tried to fight back. Even the former FCT commissioner of police was among these ranks that were accused of this particular age falsification, and some are supposed to have been out of the service. But if you watch very closely, nothing has happened. In fact, the matter has died down.
And they have been promoted.
And even
some EFCC officials that EFCC themselves came out
exactly
and wrote that these people did this. So I think about 14 or something. I can't remember.
Where are they?
Where are they?
Do you understand?
So remember, you were vehement and we must know what they will have to do.
Yes. So have they been released against the society?
So the case most of the time dies down. And like he said, most of these people, when they are recommended into service, they are from people that have one connection or the other. So I think this NJC's investigation into these 18 judges in Imo State, I think it will go the same way. If it goes contrary to my this thing.
Although that's for these judges, most of them are becoming old, but the most painful one are these young officers, maybe at worst case for some fallout of interest, they are dismissed, and you release them against the society.
Without prosecution.
They would start prosecution, and they continue with the crime. Philip, what do you think the society should do? Don't you think the society should protect themselves and find a way of demanding that this one, at least this one that in public view, must be prosecuted?
Well, West said the society should bring demand, but where is it going to go to? Like he said, is it not the same people that it's going to go to? Because remember that these people you are talking about, the people you are going to take them to their court, they were colleagues, and they have relationship. And this is Nigeria. I will end it there.
All right, let's. We are talking about coalition the other time, 2027, and we made it clear that there is no single party today that can categorically say by the peace we have in our party, by the unity we have in our party, by the numbers we have in our party, by our structure to conduct election or participate in election, we are able to face APC come 2027. We agree on that. And there is this coalition going forward. A lot of people felt, oh, CPC bloc are already going in there. Some people say, no, Ganduje and Al-Makura and those bloc have been able to counter the CPC bloc, which are Malami's and those loyal to Buhari even before he became president. This risk going on, that CPC people are remaining. Do you think the voice of Malami is coming from the fact that he wasn't integrated into this government? Or he's still just buying time and he'll be going for the coalition?
He made it clear in that write-up, in that news. He said, look, he's still talking to people that Al-Makura can only speak for himself. See, the group of Al-Makura, 20 of them, they are speaking for their personal interests so that they can be accommodated in this Ahmed Tinubu APC-led government. That they are not speaking for APC. He made it very clear. If you read that story very well, what he is saying that, look, the bloc of CPC has the right to do what they are in talks with people. And when the talk materializes, they will let the society know. He also said that when the APC national chairman led his body to go and see the former president, the president made it known to them that
they are free to join
any party. He said, so why is Al-Makura and his group saying that the CPC is not going anywhere?
Okay, Kingsley, clearly, when they made a visit, the Al-Makura caucus made a visit to the former president, Buhari, he told them clearly that anybody is free to join any party, any coalition, whatever that is their choice. And that is the freedom of association in Nigeria. So why are Al-Makura group, Al-Makura is very prominent, a former governor and also a senator, why are they parading this narrative that CPC bloc are going nowhere, that they are with Asiwaju? Is it to give Asiwaju fake comfort or to get benefit?
Okay, so we've known the antecedent of this administration, that it will always infiltrate any political structure. And I've said it before. I said this political structure will be infiltrated. Do you understand? And that's what is happening right now. And I know it's going to go on. The Al-Makura structure, now why he's giving a lot of credence is because he was the only standing governor of CPC at a particular time.
Yes.
You know, so is being respected in that structure. But you also know that when Buhari came in, there were other guys like Malami
who has been with
Buhari for a long time.
For a very long
they
time.
had sway in the government till the end. Do you understand? In fact, among that camp,
even Malami was alleged that some of these Al-Makura session Masari Manko, we are not respecting Buhari at all.
Exactly.
He said they were not with Buhari. He said
all the Al-Makuras and Masari that as we are speaking, they serve in the government of this Tinubu. Masari is a National University Commission also. He's their chairman or something. You know, so how will they now speak against where they are eating from? It's not possible. Malami at a particular time wanted to be president of Nigeria, and he thought it was going to be possible. So they hold their block and they hold their grudges against the APC government of today. So I don't see them this, but I know that the tactics of Tinubu is always to infiltrate political parties, and that's what
Philip, let me just come to you on what the House of Rep, the committee has called on CBN, you know, all other AGF and all other ministries in charge of disbursement of grants and some takeoffs. They want some explanation on how that has been happening. Just this is a kind of connection to the back of industry thing we were talking about before. Exactly. They want to see how these grants are stimulating the economy, and they've called the CBN governor and the likes and saying they want to investigate this. Do you think this investigation is witch hunting, or they truthfully want Nigeria? There's a statement they made. They said, we want to be sure that every naira spent is in the interest of Nigerians. Just like we were saying yesterday.
Yes.
They want to be sure that every naira spent is in the interest of Nigerians. Do you think it's a way to bamboozle them to get what they want, or truthfully they are working for the interest of Nigerians?
You know, Nigerian politicians, it's a good thing to say. You've said it all. Has the House ever done anything for the interest of Nigerians? The answer is no, without fear or favor. What they are doing, you see, that's to tell you they don't want to achieve any result. They are saying from 2015 till date. Is that not too bogus?
Broad.
Why don't they narrow themselves?
And they gave them, they just called them yesterday and demanded the result today.
And then that's okay, go back in 2 weeks' time so that go back and prepare and come back so that we can resolve this thing once and for all. I mean, you don't expect, it is not for the interest of Nigeria. It is for their own interest. And you will, like he said, that this investigation of these 18 judges will end up the way they've always ended. It will amount to nothing because it's not, in the first place, not for the interest of Nigeria, it's for their personal interest. Maybe they want people to be employed in that ministry or in that whatever, or they want a good job for themselves, or whatever it is not for Nigerian interest. For that, that committee is set up for them to be settled, and they have to be settled. That's it.
Okay. In your own, do you have a way of probably giving it a little bit of benefit of doubt that they could be working for the interest of Nigerians?
You know, anytime we talk about Nigerian issues, sometimes it's always the same time. We are hoping that one day things are going to change. Now, what they are doing is supposed to be an oversight function, right, on the executive, not a witch hunting or looking as if they have not been working. Do you understand? If they have not been working, first of all, what you need to do, point out where they've not been working. We've not seen this fund, exactly, this fund imputed into this fund to stimulate the economy. We've not seen it. Do you understand? Whichever way they grant the fund, whether by whatever it comes, that so we're not seeing it working. So you call the people in charge and say, why is it not working? I don't know if you understand. So it's not fight first. It's an understanding. Now, if the understanding is not understanding, you know, say, let us see your report.
Okay,
it's not confrontational.
I want to ask because a lot of the public will know, in as much as it's good to go to 2000 and bring all the reports. This period of 2015 to today, or to even the last administration, let's say to 2023, there were also committees that were in charge of supervising this.
So what report have they had?
So this committee, do they pick reports from the old jobs, or assembly ends and everything about National Assembly terminates? Do they pick any reports or oversight function reports from the previous committees?
No, he has said it now. He has said it that look, it shows from the beginning they prepared to fail. Like we said that EFCC will do a bogus investigation
without having anything
bogus charges, and at the end of the day, they end up proving nothing. From the word go, they tend not to achieve anything. That's what he has said, and I agree with him. Because if they intend to achieve something,
there will be specific.
So
that this amount was not properly used.
And that brings us to your question: was there no committee,
previous committee,
saddled with this
responsibility? What were their reports?
What were their reports? What do they do? So that you can continue from there. No, give us report for 2015.
Just to get your attention that we are here.
We are here. So for me, it's
and we normally know how it goes.
Yes. So
let's hope they prove us wrong this time.
Prove you wrong. You can continue to dream again.
All right, let's go to where people are finding it difficult to go because of too much emotion running riot, which is Labour Party today. Too much emotion running riot. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to educate people beyond what they feel. And unfortunately, you can't feel what everybody feels. Abure faction is still there. As of today, it still remains who the INEC is still being recognized as per their website and all other records that people can have access to. NLC, where they call it the owner, let me use that word, the owner of Labour Party, they are there. Then the real obedient who just want to follow Obi anywhere he goes. We are only in this election. We are only voting. I only went to get my voters card simply because Obi is contesting. There are a lot of people in that rank. They are also there, hiding under Labour because that's the ticket Obi used. And there's this very, let's call it a fourth one, a little bit fragmented but not too strong. But legally, you can't be too sure. That is their papa, Lami, their papa fashion, because Arabambi he was speaking the other day. I mean, what was his full name again? I think it's Arabambi. Yes, he made a statement the other time. So how do you think Labour Party, in as much as NLC and Obedience appear to be working together, how do you think NLC will end up with this quagmire? They don't have the time they think they have. APC is the ruling party. They have resources, no matter how you look at it. Let's be factual. How will LP resolve these things so that people can know where they are headed? It's not only about to be, a lot of people want to contest election under LP2. Philip, let me start from you.
It's a very simple thing. We have told them before that, look, now that the matter had gone to Supreme Court and now we're back from Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court had told them that, look, go and resolve your issue in accordance with your constitution. It is no question of interpretation now. If they see themselves as one house, let them go to the round table and sit down and resolve their issue so that they can move forward. Other than that, they go nowhere. I see they're going back to the court. Whether the court said it's a party matter, when there are questions that they cannot resolve, they must need a court, the third party, to resolve it for them. The way they are going, you see, they're going back to the court. You mentioned the person of Lamidi Apapa. Lamidi Apapa, at a point, it was clear that Lamidi Apapa and Abure were working together until they said the court said, oh, the court cannot resolve issue, and that's the argument. If court can't resolve issue, and Lamidi Apapa is saying that, look, if the chairman is gone, it is and the chairman was from the SAD, it's the deputy chairman SAD that's supposed to take over, not the secretary. But the court, it was resolved in favor of Abure. And then
it was court process.
Yes, and you are saying that no, court cannot resolve it. So the only way they can resolve all of this, and the national public secretary of the Abure block, which is the known, or rather the one that have in the INEC website saying that, look, in our constitution, there's nothing like a national caretaker committee. It is not known to our constitution. Yes. And even the person that is parading herself to be the chairperson is not a card-carrying member of our party. You see, that all this will end up fragmenting their ranks and destroying them. So instead of going through this route, let them come together, because they claim that they are formidable. They can go it all alone, even though we are saying that, look, for us to do something in this country, all the opposition should come together. But Labour is claiming that if they had what they had in 2023 election, they could do better in 2027. That means they can go it alone. But with the way they are going, I don't see them going, even winning a single state this time around.
Okay, a lot of people who won under Labour, who should be spearheading the resolution or the peace-making, of these, processes and the different factions, most of them have moved to APC.
Even the ones that are remaining right now are moving to APC or some other party.
So how are we going to resolve? How is?
Personally, I don't think the matter is going to be resolved, because some of the fraction of the people that are supporting Lamidi are from APC. That's the truth. In fact, if you see it on some of the APC website, that his link claim to the leadership of the party, that's Papa, that he should be given. So who is APC supporting? Is he supporting the Abure? Is he supporting?
But what should be APC's business
exactly
in a Labour Party?
That's what I'm saying. We've seen it not yesterday, not today, and it's going to be tomorrow, that they put their mouth, they want to fragment every political party. Tell me any party right now that doesn't have the hand of APC in it. So a good question asked, what's APC in Labour Party? So what's APC in PDP? You see, that's it. And I've said it, and it's going to bring to pass that there will be APC also in SDP. I mean, we're already seeing it. For example,
there's APC in SDP. And you don't say that. You don't have APC in SDP.
No, I don't say you have. I said there is going to be.
It won't be.
Well, if you are saying it because I don't know the reason I'm saying it.
SDP is a bride that's older than all of this. SDP is a party.
Well, for example, we're talking about coalition right now. The Al-Makuras are saying we are not up for coalition. The Malami said we are still speaking. And where are they supposed to have that coalition? From what we know is APC, SDP. Do you understand? So it's already there. Do you understand? What the SDP should prepare for? We're not talking about SDP. Is these people are going to come?
You know, SDP said, according to them, there is this sanctification, you know, which to pass everybody through. You know, so let's leave that. They are not in topic for this discussion for now.
But what I'm trying to say is that APC has hand in Labour Party issues.
So, Philip,
that one
do you have anything you can point your hands to as to the reason why those who won election under Labour Party riding on Obi's shoulder would choose to move to APC? Because they would have been needed in all this white consulting.
The answer is very simple. In the first place, they were not the right people. Secondly, it's too much infrastructure. Thirdly, no ideology. You know, the fourth one is that they want to come back to office, and they fed after riding on Obi's back, they now have access to negotiate. So, and their APC is the best bet that will bring them into office.
I want to ask you too, before I get to Kingsley, this stakeholders meeting that was held in Kilton, a lot of people there, do they truly believe Nenadi's faction legally should be the one, you know, managing Labour Party, or they are just there because Obi was there? They just want to run. They want to run for office. Anywhere Obi goes, it's just where they want to go. Because these are dangerous people that will still leave if Obi doesn't win for any reason. Because that's what we have. Could Obi look around him and see if those are the kind of people supporting him?
There are two things which you have always said, that you can't feel everybody.
Yes.
So we cannot say whether they actually believe that Nanadi should be running Labour Party. The second one you ask, it's a simple truth. It's very obvious. They were there not because they believe in Labour Party or they believe in the leadership of Nanadi, but they believe in Obi popularity that can bring them into office. For once they get into office, they can carry their own line. But for now, they need that platform. That's why they were there.
Obi runs to their there.
If Obi comes to PDP tomorrow, they are there.
They will remain.
Provided PDP will give them tickets. Yes. If Obi goes to Senate Labour tomorrow, they are there. Provided we give them ticket. If he goes to Accord tomorrow, they are there. That's those people.
And if he moves to SDP, they are running.
They are coming there. Provided the ticket is available to them. They believe that with Obi name on the ballot and then under him, it is a sure way of getting to
what
power.
If a timetable for election changes? You know, do you think these people running all these rackets, because they might get to a point where the presidency would heed and support this one-day election for everybody?
Well, the presidency I see now will support one day for election for everybody.
What if they do?
What if they do?
You know,
I think
miracle happens. Today is Good Friday.
But for them to do that, it has to go through the constitution. The constitution says right now,
we have national.
No, it's not constitution. It's electoral.
It's electoral act that also take.
You know our National Assembly. Would they do it
exactly?
Even if you know our National Assembly, if they are up to do something and they are well prepared,
that's when the president. That's what the president wants it.
One day.
That's when the president wants it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not when we.
No.
And that question,
but that's the question I asked.
And the question you ask, you know, even if that we will be favor them more, because if it's the one-day election, it's better for all of them, both the governor, the House of Assembly. They will just.
But also, it's better for everybody.
Yes.
But it reduces chances of cheating because everything is done.
Yes.
Immediately.
Did they tell you they want to stop cheating?
No, but
that's the truth.
No.
You see, you must read the body language of the politicians as well. The one in place right now.
The government is boasting of their performances, and they believe that by 2027, every Nigerian would want to vote for them. So they would like it to be transparent.
And they already doing door-to-door campaign. The big boys everywhere.
Yes.
So you see, what I'm saying that it will.
They believe their performances will speak for them.
It's better for everybody when
you don't believe it.
You see, there are a lot of things in Nigeria that we see today that have not changed in the past even from PDP era. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They just did that. They just doubled down on what PDP did, and their impunity increased.
Make it worse and say something
and
else.
say something else.
Okay, Philip, we are rounding up. The time is against us. We are just talking about election, one-day election.
Yes.
You think it's not going to be our best?
It's our best because what it pretends is that the party that is popular with the popular candidates will win election without. You see, when the election is done one day, it will reduce a lot of things. It's not as if it's not going to reduce cheating. But what will happen is that every man to your tent is
simple.
So everybody, if a House of Assembly man will work assiduously, not because if they finish presidency today, in 3 weeks time,
2 weeks time.
But everybody is working. You are working for the president. You are working for yourself. Because you want to win. You don't want to lose your money.
And the president who is fighting for his own election is not too bothered about how to go and cheat on
Exactly.
another. Look, install governors.
Look, in 2011, there was a sweeping electoral campaign by CPC that it was based on a particular belief that Buhari should come into power. Now, most of the northern states would have been won by CPC, but because the election didn't take place in one day, the presidential election took place first.
They now went back
Jonathan
to
was
the
there.
So
Nobody wants to be in the position.
Exactly.
I've heard the Senate president say, this president, when he was the president,
I can't
he
remember.
said, I don't want to be in opposition. I don't want to. So no state want to be in an opposition to where the federal government is.
All right. We might not be able to go further because of our time. Once again, happy Good Friday to you guys. Philip, happy Good Friday. Hope you go in search of eggs.
I will go in search of eggs. Nigerians will go to the Catholics will go to church for the station, the last station of the cross, and all of that. It's a good day.
All right, thank you guys for sticking around and spending your time here today. And thank you, viewers, for sticking around. Without you, we are not here. Till next time, we'll be right back.